Well, good evening, everyone. It's nice to see you all tonight. I officially call to order the City of Travelers Rest Council meeting for Thursday, August the 20th. It's my birthday today, so I'm very excited. So it has to be a quick meeting. Don't talk too long. But it's nice to spend my birthday with you guys tonight. So appreciate you all being here. If you will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and we will ask Councilmember Cheryl to please pray for council.
Thank you all for being here this evening. May we be guided tonight by wisdom greater than our own. Give us the patience to listen, the honesty to say what we mean, and the steadiness to do right by our city. Amen.
Thank you very much. First up, we have approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve our regular council meeting minutes from July the 14th?
So moved.
Motion by Grant, second.
Second.
Second, Sherry. All right. Any edits? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Citizen participation. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. First up, we have Ann, and I'm sorry, Ann, I didn't get your last name how to pronounce. Hyler. Oh, just how it looks. So thank you so much for being here, Ann, with the South Carolina Forestry Grants, Tree City USA application, assistance with city trees, all things tree related. Ann, you've got 5 minutes, and I'm going to set a little bell. So, but we appreciate you being here tonight.
As she says, I work for the South Carolina Forestry Commission. I am their new urban forestry specialist for the Piedmont region. I have come from the PD, from the city of Florence. What I do and other urban foresters is we assist cities with their trees. We view trees when they're planted in the right place and it's the right tree. They augment and they benefit citizens. They do work. Benefits over costs, and that's what we in the Forestry Commission, no matter where the trees are, we expect trees to do work, whether it's wildlife, anything else. So I'll keep it short there. We get grant money from the U.S. Forest Service most every year. When they have big budgets, we have big grants. When they have tiny budgets, we have tiny grants. So on this paper here, on the back, are the grants we provided for last year. 4 of those were free to a city, absolutely free. The grant monies go to the Green Infrastructure Center. It is a nonprofit that works with the Forestry Commission to implement grants. They just hand the cities the results, and that's it. The 4 that were free were the tree canopy cover map, the first one. The second one, the ecosystem benefits modeling, which is just fancy words to say this is the data coming from your tree canopy cover map. It will tell you how many gallons of water are pulled out of the ground, et cetera, et cetera. The third one is your tree codes audit, which is your tree ordinances. You will send GIC your tree ordinances. They will sit down through the computer and talk to you. You will not be given New York City ordinances. You will be given ones that will fit you, your resources, and what you want. The fourth one is the tree planting plan, and that is exactly what it is. You want to plant trees at schools, parks, along streets. GIC will give you tree species and spacing. I can also walk and talk with you. I'll be going to Seneca to do that, to Mr. Ryan Thomas. I will not be doing a plan, but I can tell you of some trees that can go and the spacing needed, or where trees cannot go. There are places you can't put a tree. That's just it. The rest of these, such as the tree inventory, are 80-20. Travelers Rest does the work. We reimburse you 80% of your costs on that. The webinar for our grants will be out in October, sometime in October. You have my contact information. If you want to listen in on the webinar, send me your email. It'll go out to all the emails that we got for all of South Carolina cities. After that, the online application will open. The application is simply a list of the grants that they will offer that year and say, have you had this grant? Yes or no? If it's all no, you're pretty much done until you get to the end and then say what you want. I will say if you ask for a grant, you will need a project attached to it. Why do you want the grant? It's because of this, right? Okay. And I'm going very quickly. I hope to speak with other people later on. I've spoke with Kelly. Tree City USA. It's an Arbor Day Foundation. I think there was memory that Travelers Rest might have been a Tree City USA. You need a public tree ordinance, number one. You either need a tree board or a public works director. Any group of people that deals with trees, you need one of those. You need to spend $2 per capita on trees, and that is the brightly colored here. If you have a cherry picker, something that comes and picks up leaves and limbs, you're probably pretty much covered on that. What you need, about $18,000, $19,000, your cherry picker will cover that. But anything else related to trees, you can put down on the expenses. There is sample public tree ordinances here for you to look at. If you want some, like I mentioned, Camden's, which is of a similar population as yours, I can send you Camden's. The last thing is you need to celebrate Arbor Day. This is where Mayor Amidon would declare a day Arbor Day, sign this proclamation, and you guys go plant a tree somewhere, get your pictures taken behind it, and if you want it that simple, it is. You're done. Otherwise, you can involve schools, anybody else to do this. Columbia, Lake City, town of 6,000, has a huge competition. Many schools come around and they compete in all art categories with themes around trees, from everything elementary to high school. Songs, bunch of art media, and they have a huge event, and they win all these awards. So you can be small, you can be large, it does not matter. Proclamation, and that's signed. So you have my contact information. Please do contact me and ask about this. I figure you guys are already doing the work to be Tree City. You're just not being recognized for it. And I'm walking out the door. I am a certified arborist, tree risk assessment qualified. I do step in for cities who do not have an urban forester or certified arborist. I can write up basic tree inspections for your city trees. Just finished in Walhalla. I did 2 trees in Liberty. I've done them in Georgetown and all of this.
Great,
So
thank
you have
you,
trees
Ann.
in
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, we appreciate it.
All
Yeah.
right.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you so
Yeah.
much for traveling and coming to see us
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh, no,
That was
no,
very,
this
very
is-
kind of you.
This
Yeah.
is what I'm here for.
Great,
So,
great.
contact me. All right? Thank
Great,
you.
and thank you for the
Thank you.
information. Everyone up with council has your information and contact, and thank you for the grant information as well. And the webinar, right.
And actually,
Thank
I have a question. Ms. Shannon, we at one time were Tree City USA. Have we lost that designation?
We have to re-up it.
You have to re-up it every single year, and it's very, very common, as I spoke, for cities to lose it. Spartanburg was it for multiple years. They haven't applied for at least 10. Lancaster, yes, it's very easy to lose it because it's normally one person who does the work, and then they shift on, and it's not picked up. So if you have, and I can contact the Arbor Day Foundation and let you know what years, if you have been a Tree City, and they may be able to send you a copy of the application if you were.
Great, thank you so much. We love trees in TR, so it sounds like something we could easily maybe address, so. Well, I say that, but Shannon didn't say that, so I'll just put that out there.
I didn't say
Or
easy,
Philip, as
but
the cherry pickers there are, so thank you, Mrs. Heiler, we appreciate it. Thank you. All right, next we have Roger Sneed, Flock Cameras and Travelers Rest. Thank you for coming, Mr. Sneed. You'll have 5 minutes to address council. Thank you.
Thank you. Flock and Axon ALPR camera systems are a violation of the 14th Amendment and a direct threat to the safety, security, and well-being of American citizens. We did not vote to have these intrusive cameras on nearly every corner here in TR, and yet our tax dollars are being spent on these cameras. From California to New Jersey to South Carolina, the public has seen documented abuses of these cameras with report after report of police officers, the people we have been told are here to protect us, using these cameras to stalk exes. Further, we have seen at least 2 reports, one in Colorado and the other in New Jersey, of flock cameras being used to accuse people of crimes they did not commit. A woman in Florida faced 8 felony charges and spent 13 days in jail due to a flock error. The Fifth and 14th Amendments are supposed to guarantee our rights against self-incrimination, to due process, and against illegal searches and seizures. These flock and Axon cameras are violations of those amendments. In closing, I urge the council to not only discontinue its contract with Flock, but to not sign any contracts with any other surveillance companies. Join Oconee County in doing the right thing and banning these insidious devices. In closing, this took a lot less time than I thought. In closing, I'd like to quote Benjamin Franklin. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sneed. We appreciate you coming out tonight. All right, next we have ordinances and resolutions for second reading. We have none. We'll go through our committee reports. First, we have Public Works Committee Chair Lane.
The Public Works Committee met on August 10th to approve the July 6th minutes. North Poinsett Highway is nearing completion, with the southbound lane expected to reopen this week after temporary striping is completed. A glass recycling event is scheduled for September 12th, starting at 9 a.m. at Gateway Park. The Pinestone Crosswalk installation and concrete work on the trail side have begun, and staff are now planning for fall plantings and will coordinate with a contractor and local garden clubs to finalize and install the plantings.
Thank you, Lisa. Public Safety Committee Report, Chair Byers.
The Public Safety Committee met on August 10th to approve the July 6th minutes. The committee reviewed the following from the July public safety reports. For police, South Carolina State assessors were present yesterday and today as part of the department's accreditation process. The assessors are currently reviewing records and will visit the department to evaluate its facilities, equipment, and personnel. 3 applications have been received for the part-time code enforcement position, with interviews scheduled for this week. For fire, call volume and training levels remain normal, and the department is fully staffed, and a former employee with significant experience has rejoined the department. For building activity was slightly lower in July, with approximately $19,000 in permit fees collected, following a higher month due to the LIVA project, while several residential construction projects are expected in the near future.
Thank you, Kelly. Planning and Development Committee Chair James.
The Planning and Development Committee met on August 10th to approve the July 6th minutes. White Hawk Meadows Phase 1A is in the final paving stage and will be removed from the active project list. Work has begun at Hemlock Park on the apartment side, and the project is moving toward construction. The Pinestone project is still being coordinated with SCDOT, and staff will follow up on completion dates and the anticipated construction schedule. Phase 1 of the Dicey Langston Heritage Garden is nearing completion, with masonry finished and irrigation and landscaping underway. The Charters of Freedom dedication is scheduled for September 17th. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Catherine. Review Ways and Means Financial Report, Chair Baumgartner.
The Ways and Means Committee met on August 10th to approve the June 6th and July 14th minutes. That ends my one-sentence report.
Good job, good job. Ordinances and resolutions for first reading, we have none. Old business and new business, we have none. The most important thing, our miscellaneous matters, our administrative update. Shannon Herman, what you got for us?
Thank you, Mary Amadon. I like being the most important thing. Okay, so we have some construction going on Main Street. This was news to us, and we're going to take the, I would say, scheduling error, and we'll just go ahead and knock off some important work here. What is happening is the DOT is resurfacing Main Street. My understanding is the contractor just got the schedule mixed up. This was scheduled for next August, but they're here and they had started milling, so we're going to get the work done now. For the most part, resurfacing is relatively painless in the sense that they do one lane at a time, they immediately pour it back, they paint it, and they move on. However, we have been in discussions with DOT about the opportunity to increase our pedestrian safety and our downtown tourism, retail components, specifically looking at extending the road diet further into Main Street, or up Main Street, I should say, northward. And so we are going to explore this with them. With the construction coming before we had originally anticipated, it tightens the timeline for this. So what's going to happen is they're going to go ahead and finish the resurfacing of Main Street and put down temporary paint. So it will stay 4 lanes as it is, exactly as it is in the temporary. In the background, DOT is working to draw up what a road diet would look like continuing from Poinsett, which is where it stops now, through the intersection of McElhaney, Main, and Center, which is the main retail component that we see. This would not allow additional parking. This will not be the extension of sidewalks, but via paint, it would potentially narrow the lanes to the 3 operable lanes, the 2 running lanes and the center lane that we see on the rest of Main Street. It's an extension of about 800 feet. The city's commitment is to host the public meetings once the design is kind of put into place and receive comment and submit that back to the DOT. We'll talk about additional beautification and things of that nature as it comes along. Probably, best case scenario, 35 days to get it done. So let's look at, 50 days is what I'm hoping that we see. When they come back with the final paint, when they come back with the temporary paint, they will put down the diagonal crossing with the green paint as it is now. When they come back with the final paint, they'll add high-resolution white outline to it. So we're very grateful for that. There are some crosswalks, that are particularly one crosswalk that comes across Main Street where the old Adds the Page Turns building sits, and that needs to be moved. It's at a very, and we all know this, treacherous location. So it needs to be moved to better visibility. We're looking at how that gets moved. And then they will put down the high resolution paint on that crosswalk as well as lighting, flashing lights that go both ways with a pedestrian signal. That one and the one on South Main will be completed as part of that project. The great news is the one that is going in on South Main comes off of the Poinsett Highway streetscape budget roll. So that saves us a little bit of money there. So those will be installed by DOT. So a big project upcoming. Coming quickly seems to be the theme this year, but we'll stick with it. We'll roll with it and hopefully not really impact traffic in the resurfacing too greatly. For Poinsett Highway, I want to say both lanes are open for travel. There's still a little bit of work, repouring work that needs to be done that will be done with flaggers. So both lanes of travel will stay operable at this point. We still need to install the crosswalk on Poinsett, and there's punch list items and landscape cleanup still to be done. Solar lights still to go in on phase 2. They will go all the way down for the phase 2 work. So that look for that still to take place, but the highway to be operable. Metro Connects did send us notice yesterday that they are working with DOT for a night work plan as quickly as they can get it into place, so that they're not disruptive of the work that's there now. They have some fixes they need to put into place. That work will be scheduled when it is scheduled. It will be scheduled from 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. And I am assured that even if in the highly unlikely scenario that they don't finish their work by 6 a.m., that they can put down temporary plates and the highway can operate as normal during the day. They have let emergency services know this is coming. They're letting the school district know this is coming, and I've been assured that Leopard Forest will be open and able to conduct their coffee business first thing in the morning. So we don't have the date for that yet. DOT has not approved it, but it's upcoming very quickly. As soon as it comes out, we will contact the businesses and let them know. But it should be not very disruptive to business in the night hours. I want to remind everyone that we do have special election runoff here. Voting takes place at City Hall on Tuesday. Also, Beth has reinitiated the movies in the park. That's going to be a once a month feature, and we moved it to the fall because it gets dark earlier and the movies don't go so late into the evening. So October, November, December, one weekend each will have it. And then I would like to encourage everyone to check out our new economic development webpage, which is up on our website. And we're really proud of it. Jessica and Beth worked iteration after iteration after iteration. We think we have some really high quality data to share with people who may be interested in locating their businesses here. So,
thank you, Shannon. I just had a couple of things. One, council doesn't get to see Shannon in action like I got to see this week when DOT came on Main Street, and we're like, oh, they're here. What is going on? And so just want to publicly thank her. She swooped in, handled business, also was very conscious of the fact that they were here and grateful, but also the opportunity to try to make our Main Street better and take advantage, ask great questions. We were sweating to death on Main Street with Brandon from DOT, which we very much appreciate. And so thank you for all that extra effort. I don't think that wasn't on her agenda list for this week, but that's what happens when you have a great city administrator. So thank you for that. While I'm bragging on people, not everyone gets to sit and see our police department on a regular basis in action, and so I was able to sit on the accreditation intros this week, and I was so proud of our police department. So Captain Kelly, you can take all the kudos for this. They were just so smart, professional. They genuinely love TR and the people that they care for every day. And I don't know, I was like, afterwards, I was like, I'm so proud of you guys. And so I know you don't get to see all of that, but it was very impressive, and they're working so hard on the accreditation process. And so I can't imagine that won't be a good thing for TR. And then we had over 80 North Greenville students come and pick up trash this week, and they did an amazing job. They were so kind and helpful. We had 80 bags of trash, and our Public Works team put together a tent. Scott was so nice and put me out a fan so I wouldn't die in the heat, and so it's just nice to have community involvement from our local university, which is great too. All right, I think that was the list of my things. Does anyone on council have anything for the good of council?
I do,
Oh,
but
sorry.
you want to go first?
I apologize, but we just got breaking news that the metro work will happen tonight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Should we
Yes.
all go out and just like watch them in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Please wear a vest if you do.
When you go take a cone.
Look, she said wear a vest. That's great. I love it. I love it.
I just want to say, I looked at the economic development page. It's very helpful. It lays out all the assets of our city and how to clearly start a business. And it really shows why Travelers Rest is a place to bring business. So thank you. This is a great resource.
Thank you.
And again, I think back in the day, I think we would have paid just a lot of money for something so
Yes.
cool. And so we just brought in great resources, and Jessica's amazing too. It's great. All right, anyone else on council
I
have
have
anything
a
for the good of council?
Question. I saw on the news about the flock camera being stolen. Do we have
Councilmember
any-
Bowers, that is still under investigation at this time.
Sorry, I thought I heard
That's
somebody.
fine. With the Metro Connects working tonight, what about the residents on North Poinsett, especially the?
I was not informed of any disruption to
Will be.
services. I think this is more of like a road detour plan so that they can work in the road.
Okay. What about noise, light, all that kind of for sleep? Just curious. Like maybe we can let them know to be.
I will send him an email
Or- I don't know.
immediately
I'm
and
sorry, which area are we talking
That's what
about?
I'm gonna say.
they're
where does
working
it-
on Poinsett Highway,
Okay.
but they alerted us simply to traffic detour that would be put into place, so.
I'm just thinking noise, beeping of vehicles back in, I don't know how that. Is it? Okay, so it won't be by residents. Okay, that's what, okay, good. Okay, that's what I was
Great
just concerned about, especially if and then, the Main Street repave, where's that funding coming from, as it was supposed to be budgeted for 2027 versus this year?
DOT, I'm sure their project
They're gonna
list
do it,
just
okay.
slides with it.
So, it's nothing
It
coming
is
out of
not on our
okay,
plate to pay for
perfect.
that.
Thank you.
Quick question
And
about,
we were super grateful to DOT for this, and
Yes.
it actually is going to be very helpful to us, too.
Their budget's ruined, not ours.
Correct.
one of the businesses on North Poinsett asked, the right-of-way easement, like the landscaping there between the sidewalk and the road, who is supposed to be responsible for maintaining, watering, handling that?
That's a great question. During construction, it's the contractor. And that's why part of the punch list is to clean up that vegetation and weed it and get it kind of in order. Post-construction, it's the city's
It is, okay,
responsibility.
all right.
It's still the state's easement, the state's right-of-way, but the city has responsibility for the plantings.
Okay.
So we're not passing that on to the business owners there, is what you're saying.
No, but if they'd like to volunteer, I'll take it.
That's it.
No, we have it in our plan. We have a contractor lined up to come in and do that type of work throughout our multiple planting areas.
I did have a question about the Main Street, what's going on with the striping and all that. I know that part of what our concerns have been crosswalks, citizens walking across. Is this going to change some of where those are going to be, and is there going to be another one added? I know that there were some questions about North Main also, so do you have any sort of information along those lines?
Councilmember Baumgartner, for sure, and you're going to see the crosswalks as they exist get milled up. When they go back down, they will not go back down with the bricking work. That doesn't, unfortunately, the maintenance of that doesn't remain in place very long. It looks poor after a short period of time. The one crosswalk that I mentioned that goes across, what is the business that's there now? An accounting firm, I believe. That needs to be really relocated, and it will be. It'll be relocated up we believe, somewhere coming across from like the White Rabbit Gallery to the Swamp Rabbit Brewery / Shortfields. The exact location of that has not been identified because we just went out there, and when we had DOT standing out there, he tried to cross it and couldn't. And so it became very, very emphatic. So we're glad for that opportunity to study that. The second thing that will happen is the crosswalk that's at the gazebo, which this was part of our point set project. This is the final phase of our point set project. That will be removed, and it will be slid down to the Pinestone sidewalk connection, and it will go in there. There will be flashing lights on both sides. So when the pedestrian punches the light, and we did have flashing lights, but they didn't light up on both sides, which is why DOT wouldn't allow them to operate. These will be set up so when a pedestrian punches the button to cross, both sides will flash, and it'll be very obvious to both directions of traffic what's happening there. So those are the two main crosswalk connections on Main Street. The rest of them remain at the lighted intersections.
Because they're going to be moved, that also means that there's going to have to be some curbing work that's done. Will
Yes.
the state tackle that concrete work?
Yes,
or
yes,
will-
they are, which is also an advantage to a little bit to the point set budget. You will see the curb and a curb milling go on now. Anything that's put back in as a crosswalk will then be put back in with official ADA access. So you will see that if the crosswalk is going away now, you'll see that curbing go away, and or that dip in the curbing go away, and then the curb come back into place, and the DOT is covering that.
Okay, I just want to make sure they were going to actually do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't part
Yes,
of
sir, we
our
did cover that on the
responsibility.
highway. Yep.
The Pinestone one was already done, so all the ADA access and all the curbing, and there's two, where it crosses the landscaping to get to the trail, that landscaping is gone, and it's like now poured concrete there as well.
But some of my concern, though, is that people, if they see that the curbing is still
Yeah.
dipping the same way at the old places, that we may have people that want to try to get across in those areas also.
My understanding is that as they remove the crosswalk, they will remove that dip and place the proper curb.
I know the one at the gazebo's got the curb already. 'cause
Yes.
I crossed it.
It's already gone?
Yeah, it looks really
I
good.
illegally crossed it.
Those crosswalks are going to be a big improvement for Main Street. That's really, really exciting. And the flashing lights.
They will be. To be clear on that, the high-resolution paint that will be the permanent paint will not come into place until we have the whole design in place. They're going to come back in with the high-resolution paint, which is an expensive process for them, one time, and it will be post the public meetings and comment sessions. So I don't want people to be disappointed if it doesn't look as beautiful as it's going to look, or as bright and significant as it's going to look.
Immediately.
And again, so that residents are aware of this, that we as a city have very little control of this crosswalk issue. That people want us to put crosswalks in and petitioned and all that sort of stuff. We can only do so much because this is all up to DOT, and they're the ones that are pulling the trigger on the do's and don'ts.
Based
do
on their
ask for-
safety manuals.
Yeah,
Yep.
they do ask for our opinion, which is nice. But yeah, they're the ones that make the final call on that. Yeah, great. All
And
right.
take the lawsuits.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Anyone else have anything for the good of council? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you again, appreciate it. And Teresa, where'd she go for our Nutella?
Oh, thank you. So sweet of her.